My name is Johna McClurg, and I am currently a student at Stevens College, but I'm a Mizzou alumni. I am seeking a degree in licensed professional counseling and marriage and family therapy. It's going to be probably a 3-year program by the time I'm done. In January, I was diagnosed with amelanotic retinitis pigmentosa. So that basically means that I have blind spots in my vision, a narrowing field of vision, and night blindness. I also experience visual distortions that are the result of cells in my retina dying, and they send energy signals to my optic nerve. My brain interprets these signals as visual illusions and light distortions instead of pain. When they are at their worst, these visual distortions can cause me to become disoriented and a little dizzy sometimes because they're constantly moving around and flashing, and even though I still have useful vision intact, I will lose that over time, and I think that these distortions will become more frequent and much bigger. I'm able to compensate for my loss of vision with my other senses. I'm also carefully observant and just high energy and highly driven to do the best that I can, even though I'm losing my eyesight. In low light environments and large crowds, I use a cane or a human guide to help with my mobility. In the classroom, I use a magnifier with a highlighter strip or various assistive technology programs on my MacBook. Go for it.
So, I'm really interested in hearing what are, maybe just pick 3 things that professors do that really just irritate you and don't work for you.
That's difficult because so far I've had a pretty positive experience in my schooling as a visually impaired student. But I guess the first thing would be that professors or instructors shouldn't exclude me from an activity because they assume that I can't see well enough. I would really prefer it if they would explain to me what's going to happen and what they're going to do, and then trust that I can make that decision for myself, because I have a better understanding of what I see versus what the average person sees, because I've seen it both ways. The second thing is I have had professors or instructors forget that I was visually impaired just because I behave quote-unquote normally, and so that they would forget some of my accommodations that they agreed to at the very beginning of the semester, which, just some prompting and reminding and everything was fine, but it makes it a little bit more difficult to stay true to what I know that I need. And the last thing that I would recommend, or that professors have done, is they get very stressed out and concerned over this, and they really don't need to. I'm very self-sufficient, and if I have concerns or need assistance with something, I'm going to come and ask. I'm not going to just let it slide, because I want to get the most out of my education, and I'm not going to let my blindness and my visual impairment stop me from receiving what I need. All right, go for it.
So, what can instructors do better to really sort of better include you and better teach you?
I think that one of the first things that they can do better is for everybody, professors, instructors, students, society as a whole, to gain a better understanding of the spectrum of vision loss.
It's 12 o'clock.
Yes, I'm going blind, but no, I don't look like it. And I get that a lot and have run into issues because of that. But it is just like anything else. Everybody's on a spectrum, and it doesn't really matter what your preconceived notions are, because everybody's an individual. As for specific things that they could do in the classroom, I would say that generally don't hand a visually impaired student one of those copies of old textbooks that are, they've been photocopied 800 times and there's no contrast. It's all very blurry and it's difficult to read. Use crisp, clean copies, and if it means that you need to take the time to rewrite it, I think that it's better for everybody, because I know fully sighted students who pull it out and look at it and go, oh my gosh, this is going to be so hard to read. It's going to take forever, and for me, generally, I almost just give up before I even get started. So, but then for me personally, something that they could do, and I guess this is difficult if, my instructors don't have a clear idea of what RP does to your eyesight, but just generally understand that these visual distortions that I have, they are really disorienting and can be extremely distracting, but I'm working on getting better at ignoring them and trying to keep my, what remaining eyesight I have on just what is actually really in front of me instead of what I think is floating around and flashing or brilliant colors or the kaleidoscope thing that I see sometimes. So
That is so awesome.
I'm gonna stop it.
Thank you.